Boston Bruins have had a horrific start to this season. I know 4-5-1. I mean, that's not the worst thing in the world you're saying, but it's not looked great. As a fan of this team, I was expecting them to take a drop off last year, so maybe it's just a year late, but the Bruins do not look very good. And there's a lot of factors that play into this. Brad Marchand, he does not look the same. I know he's recovering from surgeries, but let's just be honest, he looks a step or two slower, and some of his decisions with the puck have been just absolutely baffling at times. Pastrnak, he does have 6 goals, he has 8 points, he's the leading scorer of the Bruins right now in 10 games played. That being said, I feel like you still want a little bit more even from him. I love Pastrnak, fantastic goal scorer, but sometimes even with him when it comes to making smart plays, he tries to do a little bit too much, and he can have some really rough turnovers. And, you know, I'll say it, the guy that's really disappointed me the most is Charlie Coyle. He has 1 point. He has 1 point. And it's just in 10 games played, 1 point. He had such a solid year last year, but it's this year's kind of proving like, yeah, maybe he's more slotted to be that third line center. And it's early. Maybe he can turn it around. But Charlie Coyle has not looked very good. And if this Bruins team is going to be successful, he's going to have to produce. He cannot just be a guy that maybe scores 30 points on a season. That can't happen. And then Pavel Zacha, 10 games played, he has 3 points. He's a guy that's in your top 6. You're going to need more from him if the Bruins are going to be successful. It can't just be Pastrnak and maybe Marchand, and that's it in the top 6. If that's going to be the case, the Bruins are not a playoff team. The one bright spot in this Bruins team, in my opinion, has been the fourth line. Fourth line has been fantastic. You could say one of the best fourth lines in all of hockey, right? Koepke, guy you brought in, he's second leading scorer on the Bruins with 7 points. 3 goals, 4 assists. Like, yep, that is terrific production. That's more than you ever want from your fourth liner. And then Kastelic, who you brought in from Ottawa, he has 6 points. So you have, and actually Johnny Beecher, he also has 6 points. Your fourth line is looking so damn good. So good that 3 those players are in the top 4. Your fourth line is your top 4 scorers on this team. Indication the fourth line's playing really well, but also an indication that the top 6, even just top 9, not so hot. Again, if the other players pick it up and Cole, Kastelic, and Beecher are keeping up with that production, then the Bruins are looking like a lethal team. But if this line is referenced to like the Merlot line of 2011. If they play like that and they give you even a little bit more offensively, it doesn't really matter if everyone else is just not good enough. And this is a problem I have watching them offensively, is it just seems like they're too tentative at times. They're thinking too much. And I saw that with Brad Marchand. Instead of just making the quick play, making the quick shot, he's like holding it for the perfect play. And I feel like when you lose to an inferior on paper Philadelphia Flyers team, it's not a great sign. You know, they lost 2-0, and the goaltender, Harrison, for the Flyers played a very good game. But you need more there. Yeah, they're blocking shots, but if you're going to be the best of the best, the reason why the Flyers have kind of a negative record at times, like other teams figured out how to get goals even though they're blocking a ton of shots. They found a way to generate offense. And at times when I'm watching the Bruins, it seems like they want to make this perfect play and they're too tentative instead of just, taking some shots, making the goalie kind of work for it. Again, Flyers did a great job of blocking shots, but it's not just exclusively to the Flyers. The Bruins offensively have looked completely terrible to start this season for the most part. And when you get into the goaltending, right? Jeremy Swayman, the guy you paid $8.25 million, and I've been a Jeremy Swayman defender, so I'm not a hater, right? A little bit rich on that contract. Would have loved it around 7.5 maybe. Save a little money, but neither here nor there. 7 games played, 3-3-1 record, a 2.97 goals against average, and a .900 save percentage. Not good enough. Now it's early. It's only 7 games. Has ton of time left to improve those numbers to maybe get around 915, even 920 plus, what he's easily capable of. But if this team is going to go far, Jeremy Swayman's going to have to channel playoff Swayman for a lot of this season. Not all of it, but most of it. And Korpisalo had his best game wearing a spoked B against the Flyers, made some great saves. 3 games played, 1-2 record, a 3.4 goals against average, and 872 save percentage. Like, those numbers aren't great. Yes, he had that one great game, but outside of that, well, the defense hasn't been terrific either. The goalies haven't lived up to their end of the bargain either. I think personally, as currently constructed, with the people the Bruins have in the lineup, this is looking like a wild card team at best. Unless they make some addition, maybe Fabian Lysell, figures it out, or maybe they give Merkulov a chance, who's currently, I believe, second on the P Bruins in scoring. Maybe they give him a chance at the wing, but right now the Bruins offensively look just completely underwhelming. So underwhelming because the Bruins are playing the Carolina Hurricanes tonight. They're so underwhelming. And I kind of want to show this on screen because it is kind of crazy that this is how these are the projected lineups right now. Projected. You have Johnny Beecher with Pavel, Zacha, and David Pastrnak. Now, Zacha and Pastrnak, they've had some known chemistry. But Johnny Beecher in top 6, not a great sign. Brad Marchand, Lindholm, Kastelic. Again, you have another fourth liner in your top 6. Not a great sign. And maybe this is just going to change things up. Max Jones, Charlie Coyle, koepke. Koepke. I always butcher his name, and that's going to take me probably midway or the full season to get it completely correct because I've seen heard different pronunciations. But Max Jones, he's been not great for the Bruins. He's been downright terrible in my opinion. But you have moved those fourth liners throughout your top 9 because you can't get anything else going. And then Matthew Patra, Rizzo, and Frederic as the fourth line. I get switching it up. You're playing Carolina. Maybe add a little bit of different look because it's currently not working right now. Maybe Johnny Beecher suddenly becomes a point-producing machine, which I'd love to see happen because he's a former first-round pick. But not a great sign if you're going to have to rely on Beecher, Kastelic, or koepke for point production. It's good early on. They're playing great as a unit as a fourth line against other teams' bottom 6s, but to expect them to be able to keep up that same production against top 6s, I don't know. I think that's a bit much. And Jeremy Swayman's in net. You're going to need him to play solid tonight. You're going to need him to play well if the Bruins are going to beat a solid Carolina Hurricanes team that's coming in on a winning streak. Offensively, it worries me. The Bruins offensively right now worry me. I don't know if they're good enough offensively to really be a playoff team. And things can change. They can make a trade, or somebody can come up, or somebody can step up that's currently on the team and really start producing. But right now, they can have all the pieces they want defensively to be steady enough and solid enough, and there's going to be some growing pains. I understand that with younger defensemen like Mason Lohrei, there's going to be ups and downs, but I don't really see a solution in-house to solve the Bruins' lack of offensive production. You can't just rely on Pastrnak. You can't just rely on an aging Marchand. There's going to have to be other guys like Pavel Zacha, Charlie Coyle, even Trent Frederic. I'm not saying top 6 production, but like a little bit more like third line, kind of produce when he really needs to type production. Can't just be a 1 or 2 man show. And Elias Lindholm, guy you brought in, supposed to be your number 1 center. You need more from him as well. You do. You need more from Lindholm as well. He's just got to produce. But long, ranty, rambly video. Haven't made a video in about over a week. I've been super busy with work. I've had a lot going on. But Bruins fans, let me know your thoughts. Are you as worried as I am regarding the offense with the Bruins? Do you think there's a way to fix this? Do you think there's an in-house solution? Do you think Merkulov, Lysell, or someone else on Providence can come in and maybe give some type of spark? Do you think there's somebody out there the Bruins could possibly trade for to maybe kind of fix some of these issues and give the Bruins more secondary scoring? Like, I genuinely like to know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to hit a like, comment, and subscribe. YouTube, God, I hate saying that shit. So, I'll see you in the next one.